here with Pet Partners of Southern California with Dakota, and today we are interviewing Bec McDorman about therapy cats. Hi,
Hi.
nice to meet you. So this is Bec, everybody. And who do you have with you today? What are the
Oh,
names of your
that's
cats?
that's Paisley in the corner there.
Okay,
And then my other cat is Erie, and then the therapy cat that I had is Harmony.
Harmony. Okay, so how long were you a pet partner?
We passed our examination, I believe it was in about September.
Okay. Oh, great. So, what have been the highlights so far for you becoming a pet partner?
I think just how people are surprised to see a cat
Yeah.
out and about, and knowing that Harmony was Harmony was adorable. Everyone who saw her said how pretty she was. And then they were also surprised to see that she didn't have a tail. It was amputated right
Wow.
before I adopted her. So I think just the overall surprise that people had, and then just how much joy that she brought to not just me, but to other people that she met.
Right. And how did you first hear about pet partners? Like, what made you want to be involved?
I think it was just a Google search that I started looking for organizations that worked with therapy animals, and one, Pet Partner stood out as having really good values and really helping the volunteers find opportunities to go out and about rather than leaving it up to the volunteers to find the opportunities themselves.
Mm-hmm. And where did you predominantly volunteer with Harmony?
In the Palm Springs area.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. And was it in like hospitals or
We weren't able to get into any hospitals just because
oh,
of
okay.
allergen risk. They were more hesitant to let cats in, but just general areas, reaching out to the read with me opportunities, things like that.
Yeah. Oh, and we should actually tell people right now, anyone on the line that has children, we're doing a program with SoCal Pet Partners, We Are All Ears, where that it's a challenge where you can read with your children daily. So if anyone
Mhm.
wants any more information with that, you guys reach out to me. But what can you share about what were the like like the most valuable things that people found when they were visiting with cats? Like, what traits of the cats did they really relate to?
I think with Harmony, she was very sociable. She was very curious whenever people would come to my house, and that's kind of how I knew she would make a good pet partner. Was when people would come over, she would be there greeting them almost like a dog would, and
Right.
she would want to hang out with us. She was my shadow, definitely. Wherever I went, she went with me. But even when people were over, a lot of times cats can be that, scaredy cat type of personality, and Harmony really wasn't. And when I lived in Baltimore, she would fly with me to and from LA to visit my family, and then back to Baltimore where I lived. And she would be, in my lap in the plane, in the airport, and people would just be, coming over and saying, "Can we pet your cat?" And I was like, "Yeah, please do." And she loved it. She thrived on that attention, and it was really sweet to see that.
Did you find it hard to train the cat ready for the exams, or was she a natural, do you think?
She was 100% a natural.
Oh, okay. And what was the exam like for the cats?
So it was
Same.
it was awesome because there was some miniature horses and some dogs there the day that we went. And so Harmony was very curious about the horses, and she was kind of peering at them. But with the dogs, she grew up with two very large, very active dogs. And so with that, she was used to animals being around. So when it came time to try and distract her or startle her for the test, she really didn't care at all, and just wanted to be petted by the people testing us. So
And what kind of treats, like when I go to the hospital with the coach, sorry, she's so fidgety today. When I go with her, she likes to have like these kind of treats, little
mhm.
peanut butter things or carrots. But like, what kind of treats do you bring for cats? Like, I'm so clueless with cats.
Yeah. Harmony actually had no teeth. So she had her teeth extracted, you know, a tooth here, a tooth there, until one day, yeah, it was just, you know, just take them all, so we have to stop having surgery for her. So she had no teeth. So while she did still like her dry food, her favorite treats were freeze-dried salmon treats. And so those were ones that would crumble easily when she chewed on them, and that was her favorite thing.
Right. Oh, wow. That's so cool. And so hang on a second, I'm just reading the questions here. Can you visit with other species of teams, or do you need to be the only team? Well, you can visit with other people can visit with can get registered with your dog, or you can get registered with you know, someone else's dog. Is that the question? And we have a few different species with pet partners. You can be a cat volunteer, cat therapy team, dog, rabbits, horse, mini horse, llama. Oh, Dakota. We have a llama, we have an alpaca, birds, guinea pigs, pigs, rats, donkeys. So if anyone watching has any of those pets and wants to be a volunteer, we're in desperate need for more volunteers. So it is not just cats and dogs, yeah. So hang on a second. Just scrolling back down. Wild horses, yeah, okay. Sandy, no, they have to be trained, and all the pet partners volunteers are very well trained. The owners actually are responsible for the training. They train them before they go to register for the test, but they're always very well trained. And then pet partners, I think for me training Dakota, I don't know if this is what it was like for you and Harmony the cat, but when we were practicing for the exam, it just helped our bond, and it helped the training that she had as well. Like, it was good for us too, right? Yeah.
And before the test, I did prepare with Harmony. She was used to wearing a harness and a leash. You know, whenever I traveled with her in the airport, she would be in the carrier while we were moving, but then if I was sitting down, I would let her out with her harness and leash on, and she was used to that. When I first started, you know, walking her per se, it wasn't really a walk. I would bring a chair and we would just go sit in my driveway in Baltimore. And
right.
then she would start to move a little bit more, walk a little bit farther, until she was hopping through the grass and, you know, moving around. Now trying to get her to walk in a certain direction was impossible. She went where she wanted to go. But when it came time to the test, it wasn't about walking her on the ground. She needed to be calm while I was carrying her. That's the difference with the cat and a dog. The cat needs to be able to be carried wherever you're going. And
right.
she was great with that, super calm, didn't mind being held whatsoever, but she was comfortable wearing her leash and harness, and that, you know, that leash never left my hand. So
right. And sorry, we have a question. Was the cat okay with other animals? Like, if you ever came past any other teams, like with bunnies or with dogs, or, you know, how did the cat react to that?
Yeah, Harmony, again, grew up with two very large, very rambunctious dogs. So she was perfectly fine around other animals. She preferred bigger dogs, I think, because she knew she could hide from them if she needed to, versus the smaller dogs that were more eye level with her. She was like, wait, I don't like being eye level with a dog. So, but again, with the pet partners and volunteering, she was either in my arms or on my lap or on someone else's lap. So there wasn't as much opportunity for her to interact directly with the other animals. But if they were around, she was calm.
Yeah. Okay, great. And how did so what about your other two cats? How do you want to get them into therapy work, or?
I would like to. I'm going to grab Paisley right now. Oh, she would probably be the best one to go into it next. Her problem, though, is that she is so curious that it gets her into trouble. So I'd be worried that she would just be a little too insistent with someone. Her favorite thing is when she first meets someone is you have to blow into her face to get approval. So that might be a little awkward interaction of if I were to put her on someone's lap and say, now please blow in her face
yeah,
for her to approve of you.
She's so sweet. Can you hold her up a little bit higher, because the comments are blocking her face? Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's so cute. Now we can see her clearly.
Yeah.
Wow, she's so cute. And what are some fun facts about Paisley?
Let's see. Paisley is, like I said, extremely curious. She's big. She's 13 pounds.
Oh wow, you wouldn't be able to tell that from here.
No, so she's not fat, but she's definitely hefty and she loves to stand on me. So of course her paws, you know, are like little needle points when she stands on me. But she's definitely a little bit more squirmy than Harmony was when being held. She wants to be on the go constantly. And I actually got her my dad got me a cat exercise wheel that she uses. So she runs on that when she's frustrated or bored, or just needs to get some energy out. And
Right.
really great because she, you know, has energy to burn, and so that allows her to really burn that energy. But yeah, now she's calming down. But Erie,
Have you always had cats, or have you had other animals as well?
my parents have had dogs, but I've always had cats. My mom and I used to foster kittens in Orange County for the Mission Viejo Animal Shelter. We
Hmm.
fostered probably over 200 kittens in the years that we were working with them. And I've just always had that affinity for cats. And then Harmony was my first cat, and she was just, you know, a perfect angel. So when I got Paisley to be her playmate,
Hmm.
gosh, almost 3 years ago now, Paisley's definitely more rambunctious than Harmony ever was. So it was kind of relearning how to be around a more active cat, and
Yeah.
a more stereotypical cat, I should say. And then when I got Erie last year, she was from a second chance shelter. So she was a kitten. She was 7 months old, but she was definitely more on the not quite feral side, but definitely more skittish, afraid of humans. And I really needed to work with her to bring her around. And she's still a little bit more skittish now, which is why she may not make the best pet partner, because anything might startle her, and I don't want her to scratch anyone. Uh,
Yeah.
but she's come a really long way since I adopted her, and you know, she's a constant snuggle bug with me, which is completely different from when I first adopted her. She was terrified of me, so that's really
Yeah.
awesome to see her come so far.
And how do you groom cats? Like before visits, we have to bathe the dogs, but what's the procedure with cats? I'm
So with
just
that,
curious.
Harmony, I could give her a bath because she would let me just take her into the shower, and I would just, you know, wash her down and rinse her. I tried not to do that too often though, because she was a long-haired cat. It took her quite some time to dry. So I would
Hmm.
use pet wipes and just really wipe her down, and then groom her with a brush to try and get in, you know, get off all that extra fur. She was a long-haired cat and
Mm.
did like to shed quite a bit. So I
Right.
tried to have all that extra fur off before the visit, and then would bring a lint roller with me. So I would hand that to people afterwards and say, I'm sorry, you're covered in cat hair now. Please lint roll, and kind of help me get off the extra fur.
That's funny.
So,
And do you have any recommendations of any shelters in the Southern California area that you could recommend in case anyone's looking to adopt a cat?
yeah, absolutely. So the Mission Viejo Animal Shelter was definitely one that my family, we worked through them a lot. And my parents adopted their second dog through them. And they have a really great volunteer program, really great foster program. And then the Living Free Sanctuary in Mountain Center, so up in the
Hmm.
mountain, in between Orange County and Palm Springs area, was where I adopted Erie. And again, they're a second chance shelter, so they go to other towns and, you know, kind of pull the animals that are maybe on death row and work with them to rehabilitate them. So that's an awesome
Right.
place.
Oh, wow.
So,
Thanks for sharing that.